Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you can hear me. Nico, can you hear me over there? Yes. Okay. So, I am the CEO and I'm going to present you the Danaos strategy. So, having a look at understanding the shipping industry nowadays, we are in a very hectic market and the feeling is to cut down costs. Everybody is looking on cutting down costs. And smaller companies are trying to improve team confidence by outsourcing activities, while the big companies, they try to establish corporate infrastructure. So this is how we understand the shipping industry. The fact is that nowadays the IT is considered as the key tool to achieve that. Both cost reduction, both improving team confidence, and of course, corporate infrastructure is the key tool. This is something new, 30 years in this industry, it's the first time I feel that strong feeling into the market. And you can see that shipping companies, even in this hectic market, they have much bigger IT departments. And they invest much more on the IT. And of course, what we understand also from the industry, that shipping companies are very reluctant on replacing non-performing IT systems. And to allow me to expand on what Panos tried to say before, that our new strategy is to sort of implement systems, replacing existing systems without replacing the whole thing, but keeping what is operating and installing only what requires replacement. And that gives the shipping company a very quick start without letting the shipping company without the system for a long time. To implement a system like Danaos, it will take from 3 months at the best case to 2 years for a big organization. Leaving a company with no system at all for 2 years, it's a nightmare nowadays. Of course, on the technology side, the key drivers are mobility. Mobility is something that will change the whole area on the IT. It's the cloud, and of course, analytics and the Internet of Things, the smart ship, the autonomous ship, whatever is coming. So our strategy, first of all, is to integrate. To integrate whatever you are having. And nowadays, what the majority of the shipping companies are having is a nightmare. We have signed with a new client, in order to sort of produce them big data analytics. And the finding was that the technical director, first thing in the morning, was signing to a system somewhere in Iceland, in order to see the performance records of his fleet. Finding out that the particular vessel was underperforming, was signing to another system in Norway where it had the fuel oil analytics analysis in order to see the quality of the fuel. And during the course of the day, he was going to another American platform in order to do a stem of $1 million for bunkers. And of course, that was a nightmare for the internal auditor, who was almost above his head with all this structure. And this is where technology is driving. We're having thousands of different systems, and the idea is to sort of integrate all that and look at them, have your corporate information in one source, and look at them through a single system. So our first goal, and this strategy has been designed towards that direction, integrate whatever you're having, in order to have a fully integrated system. And having this integrated system, then you can think of collaborating. And collaboration is the key element nowadays. And when you have your data and your partners in one system, you can start thinking of analytics. So our first axis is about integration, collaboration, and analytics. On the second axis of our strategy, we have mobility, we have cloud, and we have global express. These are the new things which are coming. And of course, the intention is to fully capitalize on those. On the functionality side, the key element is usability. Danaos systems are pretty functional. The whole idea is to make them user-friendly. This is a big challenge. And of course, the other area of improvement is the content and services. You had Dr. Lazakis offering services on preventive maintenance and integrating that to the monitoring. And in the course of this presentation, you will see plenty of services. So these are the three main axes of our strategy. So how we implement that? On the integration side, I think nowadays we can manage to achieve full integration of fuel information with Danaos databases with information in Excel. So all the Excel can be analyzed and the information can be sort of captured and presented together with the corporate information. And not only that, we can integrate information coming out of third-party systems and make this information available to you. And of course, with information to the cloud. I think a new generation can furnish all that. And we have managed to create interfaces seamlessly with a maritime single window, which is going to be a statutory requirement at the same time as MRV 2018, with ShipServe, with CITEL and us in order to get measurements on LAROS, to get measurements from board of vessel, with Diabos, with DA Desk, with 288, electronic banking systems, you name it. So all these integrations are there. Going to the collaboration side, going to the collaboration side, to the analytics side, you have heard about our Wave Fleet Performance System, which is a streaming sort of online analytics system, where you can see the map that Iraklis was dreaming some years ago, with alerts, when the vessels are having a problem. You can do analytics in terms of real-time analytics in terms of performance, produce KPIs and plot them, benchmark to the cloud. So this is how you do online stream data analytics. streaming big data analytics. And these analytics come from your existing Danaos databases, from your Excels, from your third-party systems, and from information on the cloud. And for the ones that want to sort of, okay, streaming analytics is very important if you are thinking of systems like operations, like technical. When you think about accounting and analyzing historic reports, data warehousing sort of analytics are very important. And the way to present corporate information to the top management, you need tools like ClickView, and this is the first announcement out of the user meeting. We can make the strategic alignment with ClickView, and ClickView is going to be fully integrated with the Danaos next releases. So, we have full big data analytics on data warehousing concept, fully built in the Danaos system. And this is the quality of the presentation you're going to have. On the collaboration side, all this information you manage to integrate from the Danaos one, you can share with the authorities, the suppliers, the auditors, the brokers, the consultants, your partners. So Danaos one opens a window to your system for your partners to access this information upon your control. And not only to access, but to exchange information. So your agent can come to your system and see when the vessel will arrive to a particular place, to a particular port. Your consultants can see the actual performance data and advise you on what to do to address your problem. The auditors can do electronic audits, and the opportunities here for services are amazing. And you achieve all that without leaving any information on the cloud. The Danaos platform does not contain any information at all. The information is coming from your system directly to the partner system or to the partner's view. So nobody will find out that you're asking for a second-hand liner, breaching your P&I clerk agreement, or that you are not meeting your chapter party requirements. So this is all about collaboration. And on the mobility point, the Danaos one has native drivers for all mobile devices. You can go to the Apple Store, to the Android Store, or to the Microsoft Store and download native drivers for the Danaos one. So whatever service you render on the Danaos platform is made available on your mobile devices. And these services are fully user-defined, meaning you can ask your IT people to build services for Danaos one from your existing systems, Danaos or non-Danaos, for your people on the move and for your partners. So you can build a service, setting to Strathclyde University the technical data required for them to analyze them and advise you what is the potential, the best time to preventive maintenance on your topside decks. So these native drivers will project whatever information you have on your system in the office, on any tablet or on any mobile device. And this is user-defined. You can build your own. All this about mobility. But of course, mobility does not stop on devices. This equipment is having CPU, it has storage, so you can use these devices to replace the photograph, the camera and the microphone of your inspector. So we have developed systems for onboard inspections on iPad, where the inspector can dictate his findings and the system will write the report. Include photographs. And not only that, in the course of the presentation, you will see a full-blown plant maintenance system on Microsoft tablets. Be it on the native application side, Danaos has chosen the best of breed equipment for the appropriate person. Why have chosen Microsoft tablet? Mainly on the Excel. Microsoft tablets have a very good Excel, and the majority or Word, and the majority of your forms are on Excel or Word. That's why all our technical module is on Microsoft tablets, because people, you expect that your engineer, when he is performing a task, fill in the electronic form at the same time. So, going to the cloud. Danaos has tried for so many years to sort of offer software as a service. I have to accept that we have not been that successful in that, and the only thing that the market has kept out of the software as a service model is price. So they came to us and said, okay, give us a good price per month per vessel. And the reason for that was that people in shipping are very hesitant to sort of disclose information on the cloud. And I'm really happy to announce the private cloud. We worked very close with Vodafone in order to make available for you a private and confidential cloud for your own use. Meaning a cloud which is specially designed for you. And this cloud has the full Danaos suite. I mean, Vodafone, I rely totally on Katerina to present all that later. But we heavily rely on this technology in order to achieve much faster implementation of Danaos systems to our new clients. Security, certifications, global presence, and total service level agreement are the key elements of such a solution. On the maritime communication side, the Global Express is coming, and definitely that will help the shipping companies make the vessel part of the corporate network, which practically means that we are going to replace the synchronization with web services. I think now the third satellite of Inmarsat is up on the air, and the Global Express will start operating. Global Express, though, is not just like fleet broadband. It's much more powerful system and will empower the Danaos Smart Ship solution, where you have the ability to sort of directly, online collect information from on board the vessel, or utilizing Internet of Things technologies to control the equipment wherever it's required. So we heavily, I personally believe that this way ship management will become much more effective and much more efficient, because nowadays we relay that the vessel, a repair team and a workshop will go on board, and with this technology you can have immediate access on board the vessels. On the usability side, this has been a long race to create user-friendly applications. And we, in Danaos, ended up to the conclusion that the best way to create user-friendly applications is to enable you to build any interface that you want. So, this generation of applications, you build the product. So, you can build your own menus, you can build your own dashboards, anywhere that you want, by drag and drop. The object, the ontology is over there. So you just drag and drop information on the dashboard, and the dashboard is there, anywhere that you want. And you can change in a few minutes time. So all our new generation is user-defined experience. We have implemented electronic drawings, and all that give a totally different look and feel in the Danaos systems. And our motto towards that is effective usability. Trying to create a screen or a dashboard which is good for all of you, I think it's almost impossible. If you take a Greek superintendent and an Indian superintendent or a Scandinavian superintendent, the way that they look at things are totally different. So this way you can build your own look and feel at any time. And of course, contents and services. Danaos One is the ultimate tool to sort of integrate professional services to your systems. And on this end, we have achieved very serious cooperations with Ernst Young, which will bring risk analysis on your financial figures according to the new ISO requirements. Okay? So, any solution, any service company like Ernst Young, which has methods to analyze your financial data and to compare it with your market data, can access your data through the Danaos platform, apply the methods, and give you the comments and the feedback directly to your systems. And Mr. Atipouris, which will not manage to be this morning, it will be at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, will present what Ernst Young can deliver to you, both in Waves or in the Danaos One platform. And of course, on the technical side, we have entered a strategic partnership with Propulsion Analytics, which will collect the performance records of your main engines or auxiliary engines, will run simulations in order to identify problems, and these problems will be communicated automatically to your existing systems. And this is the early beginning. We are talking to Verifavia, which I'm going to present later on this afternoon, in order to integrate the MRV distribution to the authorities directly, or to companies like vessel value, in order to give you vessel value indication directly to your financial systems, in terms of evaluating the end of period entries for the unpaired vessel value, or calculating the risk for keeping the vessel sailing. Content. Shipping content is very important, and half of the quality of your systems is the quality of the content. And the content is private information, of course, which totally relies on you, but there's plenty of shipping information available in the market, like port information, like disbursement cost, like bunker price. All this information is available on the market. It's over there for you to capitalize. So we have started a strong initiative in-house to build a strong database with all port information, where you can go in and see what is happening to a particular port, in terms of congestions, in terms of available facilities, in terms of DA cost, and our Fotis de Moulas, Fotis Panomou, is going to present it later on this afternoon, where we managed to reach so far. And of course, for all that, we cannot do it by ourselves. We have strong partnerships with the desk or Danaos to deliver this service to you. Let's take a typical example in terms of content. I'm sure that everybody of you is typing the exchange rates every day or every week. They are available on the platform. You could easily go and download them straight into your accounting system. Very few of you are using it. So everybody prefers typing sort of 40, 50 currencies every day. So this concludes our strategy towards the future. I would like to really thank you for giving us your support in order to dream of the future of the IT system. And I think this is the best feeling I ever got out of this business, is to design systems for the future. Thank you very much indeed.
Mr. Christos Marvelidis, our Business Development Executive, will now give us a more detailed presentation of the Danaos One platform. There is also some space here. We don't need to go further down there. There are also some chairs. Υπάρχουν καρέκλες και εδώ μπροστά. Για να είστε λίγο πιο άνετα. Όχι καθόλου δεν πειράζει, αλλά κουράζεστε.
Έτσι είχαμε καθόλου πάντως.
Okay. Thank you so much for being here with us today. Let me tell you something. I'm really excited. I'm really excited because in the next 10 minutes or so, I will try to motivate you and excite you as well with the new concept of Danaos One. We all feel that's a breakthrough idea, and I will start this demonstration by explaining to you why I've actually renamed the revamp the Danaos platform aka as Danaos One. There is one platform and there is one experience. As Mr. Theodosiou said, these hectic times, we're trying to do our best to stop bleeding cars, so we're all rowing in the same direction. So there is no other way to see a system as a holistic approach, 360 degrees, around the whole shipping maritime market. So all those things, they can be associated with one concept. I would like to make a joke here and say that we are just way much before Cosmote One, since Vodafone is around here, and we have renamed the platform from a different type of concept, which is just a one-sided platform, but rather a multi-sided one. So what's Danaos One? It's a multi-tenant, social maritime, e-servicing network. Wow, that's a big thing. So it's a single window, so it's a gateway for services among your business. So it's a B2B network. It's a collaboration platform for the maritime professional community. And on this point, I would like to say that this is a trusted network where only maritime companies are associated with other maritime companies. So it's a closed type of LinkedIn. You are securely exposed to information and disseminate data among each other. Why? Because we are not saving any data locally. And I will explain that now. You have two systems. They can be back office in-house systems. They can be Danaos or non-Danaos. It doesn't matter. And you do have maritime business entities that they try to transact online. That means they actually need to expose for a certain amount of time to specific type of users some kind of information. That can be any kind of services that you are actually having in-house. So it can be a service associated with your vessel, with your business itself, with your agent, an office, a partner, whatever it is. So that's a system-to-system bilateral communication. On this bilateral type of communication, we are bridging those systems through the web services. So no retention of data. This is security. Yeah? Transactional application. That means you are actually having profile, personalized dashboards that they comply with the credentials and the usability they should have in the first place. You are also creating statutory compliance, indirectly in a way, because you have to follow certain procedures that they actually be administered by workflows, manually and automatically driven. And you are actually enhancing corporate transparency. That means information is landed back to your own system, to the people it's supposed to be associated with in the first place. So, This is trusted collaboration. So Danaos One not only unites systems together, but also creates a unified type of a platform economy. A platform economy that we foresee in the next year extending beyond the vessel to the office, but moving forward to business inside the ports and so on. So it's a maritime community that they have actually been injected with this maritime logic and they are transacting among each other. Services such as accounts reconciliation, MRV compliance that we talk together, or even services that they are actually coming directly or indirectly from our partners, Vodafone, Ernest Young, Verifabia, Vessel Value, and so on and so forth, now they can be associated with the platform and they can be leveraged to the existing data of the systems itself. There is a cloud, this is a secure cloud. This is a secure cloud because no information is retained locally. This is a secure cloud because, as Katia will explain to you later on from Vodafone, we are probably the only ones that we are connecting the office to the cloud in a way that is totally secure. And in this particular cloud, you have Danaos or non-Danaos applications. It doesn't matter. Now, the idea is that you are actually creating a bridge through a web service, exposing information from Danaos or non-Danaos information application to the other side of the B2B, to the other members of the businesses. They can be anywhere. So, what Danaos One really offers is 3 types of services. One, that they have to do with a closed ecosystem of trusted partners. This is called extranet. Another one that has to do with your own associates and partners. That has to do with intranet. And something that has to do with the general dissemination of information in the public, the maritime public, which is called the National Platform General Services. And as I will show you later, now, you will see that we have extranet services, such as procurement, drawings, crew management, and so on, that they basically are mirroring exactly 100% the way that the services are rendered inside your back office systems. So if you do have a process that actually is different from other e-procurement processes from other companies, you do not have to comply to any kind of standard regulation, but your own methods that you have actually put online. Another important thing is that with the platform, you can actually create a yellow page thing. So maybe you can actually collaborate and associate with other partners, creating economies of scale. So we actually offer 2 types of platform services, the standard ones and the premium ones. Premium because they are leveraged from the content provided by our associated partners, that they are niche inside their market. And also, in terms of internal servicing, we do have project management, sourcing, telegrams, all record book, MRV compliance, and we do enriching day in and day out this kind of service. We are living in an interconnected world where vessels, businesses, all around the globe, they are exchanging information. Where you have 2 in-house systems with the back office information, and they actually register within the platform, creating exactly this bilateral communication that I explained before. So, the question is, what is Danaos One? It's an enterprise corporate portal for any company. A company that doesn't have its own gateway to the internet, its own corporate portal, through Danaos One, it actually inherits this kind of capabilities for free. Not only this kind of capabilities, but also the association of those capabilities with other maritime companies only. The main characteristic is decentralized content contribution that comes from all the stages securely and is only visible through credentials to associated users. So it's a secure, unified access point. And I keep mentioning the word secure because this is the only platform that is not reserving any kind of information locally. I'm only here in this company, the Danaos family, for 1.5 years now, and my arrival coincided almost with the 30 years of this company. So I have to say that I'm doing all the best to communicate to our clients and partners the concept of Danaos One, because I am the people that have actually adopted this kind of concept to other kinds of industries, so I know how it works. So up to now, with the assistance of our people, we have 1,000 members. We are actually having 300 transactions per month approximately. And we are servicing around 50 people online. So, if you are actually looking for a software as a service situation, and Danaos is a service, then think about efficiency as a service, think about performance as a service, blue shipping, quality, but mostly think about savings as a service. Several information, they are located on the internet. We have actually created, as Dr. Nomikos explained before, a new website and a new blog. The idea is you can actually visit the blog, the danaosmc.wordpress.com. It's pretty straightforward. You can actually retrieve from our website. And you will see the association of the traditional Danaos applications with Danaos One. So those yellow dots there, they will actually help you to associate whatever you do in the back office and how is that exposed through Danaos One, to the outside world. We are reframing the future, creating a digital trust. We are protecting your information. We are here for you for the digital transformation, and we'll try to create sustainable business. Stop bleeding cash. Thank you.
Mr. Atipoulis does not, as I said, as you said earlier, he will come in the afternoon session. So we move to the next speaker, Mr. Tsolakidis from ClickView, who will explain to us how this exciting business analytics tool has been incorporated into the Danaos offering and is available for you.
Can you hear me? Yes or no? Oh. Now? On? Okay. Good morning, by me. My name is Stefanos Tsolakidis from Hellas, and I'm going to present you, I'm going to give a small demonstration about the new offering from Danaos. It's a new partnership, I'm going to elaborate more on that later on. And also I would like to thank you for attending this historic user meetings, which I found out that is taking long for quite some time now. And hopefully, we're going to see in the following days where from the platform you're going to see more of that. So, a little bit information about us, who we are, what we do, and then we're going to go into the details about the new offering. And Click, I don't know by the way if we are known to you. Excellent. That's why we have partnered with Danaos. So from now on, you know us. So Click is a multinational company. It's since the early stages of the 90s, where there's a new offering around analytics. There's a new technology at that time, still is, we're pioneering on the technology of how users, how business users, how IT users are analyzing the data. This is a sample from our client base all over the world. Is from all of our industries, financial services, communications, transportation, public sector, etc. In terms of the office, we are here since 2010. The office, the region we do oversee Cyprus, Greece, and Malta. These are some of our customers. We have more than 400 customers using the platform in various departments, in finance, operations, IT, sales, executive. And they do have access to the platform, to their data, from whatever the device they're using. Mobile, mobility, like Mr. Danaos explained, that's the computer, desktop, laptop, everywhere and everywhere. So, what's the today's reality about digital economy? Data is exploding. Everybody is talking about big data. That's the new trend we do see in the latest years. So data, data, data. But it's the people that harness the data. It's the people that drive decisions by exploiting the data. And what we have seen is that 64% by a survey done a couple of years ago, 64% of the managers have seen their window of decision shrinking for the last 12 months. And more than that, more than 42% of the managers, they need to make a data-driven decision within the day. So, our offering, our technology, our platform is a visual analytics platform that someone could see the whole story. It's a platform from all your needs, from all your visual needs, and also has the agility for the business user with trust and scale in the IT. So you can scale it, you can deploy it everywhere, and the user has the same performance, has the same usability. So, for us, it's not about paths. So if I need to see an information, I do not need to go down a certain path. The user is pretty much traveling, discovering, exploring the data from whatever angle he or she wants to see. So he can see the whole story, and by seeing the whole story, he increases the effectiveness and, of course, the decisions that he needs to make. And it's a platform that you can take data from whatever the source is. Some of you, or most of you, have Danaos platform. Some of you have some other systems. Some are using Excel for the budget, or you have maybe an SAP or an Oracle database or a SQL database. So you can take data at the same time from all over the sources, and you deliver to the user a single dashboard, a single application, which it has access anytime and anywhere. So he just opens up a browser, there's zero installation, so there's no administration from the IT department, opens a browser, logs into their company, into their data, and just starts analyzing. I'm not going to go into detail. There are solution areas by industry sector, and of course, one of the most important industries in Greece and in the world is the maritime. Where in here, we do see there are some technologies that are going to affect and transform the marine world. I'm not going to elaborate more. A lot of speakers, predecessors to me, have elaborated on that and have explained about the big data, about sensors, about smart shipping. So all of these technologies are producing data. We are a platform in order to analyze the data from all those different sources in order for your users, for you, to drive the best decision for the company. So, we have started a strategic partnership with Danaos. And why Danaos? Because, like Dr. Koustas mentioned in the morning, a lot of companies are coming and go. Danaos is here. He has the business, he has the experience, he has the knowledge, and also, like Mr. Theodosiou said, they do have the vision in order to deploy systems for the maritime. So, one of these visions is that our platform has been integrated into Danaos main systems. So, what we have done from technical point of view, there has been developed a connector framework so we can easily deploy the platform can easily deploy the applications modified and customized by your specific needs into three main areas: commercial, operation, and financials. Starting from today, and of course, there are some plans in order to go into other models as well. So, I'm going to give a small demo. Of course, in detail, we're going to see in the coming days in the user meetings where the applications are going to be presented to you. So, I'm going to do the experience of the user. So, the user using any device, mobile, laptop, desktop, he goes and logs in into a portal, a hub, as we call it. Opens a browser, any browser, for the specific example we were using Firefox, and we Chrome, and we Opera, and we Internet Explorer. Any modern browser with HTML5. And then, depending on the security and the credential the organization has given, he opens the specific applications. One of the applications is I'm going to have a terminal, and then we'll go into the application now. So, executive dashboard. I'm just clicking. I'm going to click on another tab, and then click. I'm going into a dashboard, which on this example combines expenses, revenues, accounts receivable, everything on the same page. Of course, this page is customizable based on your specific needs. And then the journey begins. So I want to see, for example, and I'm going to go into another example which is more relevant to you, a specific product. And then every item is being associated, is being answered on the filters I'm pressing. Let me do that again. So I'm clearing the facts, so everything is on the initial stage. This data can be from 5 years, 3 years, 10 years. We don't care. I mean, the performance you're going to have is the performance you're going to see on the demo. So from that point, I'm just clicking, as you can see, specific items or specific days. And then instantly, I get my answer. So here I have the sales versus margin by sales rep. So where I can zoom in or zoom out on specific. And then again, all the data, all the entities around has been associated with my filters. If we go into a more relevant application, which is on supplies, this is based on Danaos platform. So I have spares, expenditure, by equipment, by maker, by vessel, and then again, in order to see which vessel is the most, let's say, expenditure consuming, or is the most expensive in terms of spares, I'm just, again, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then everything again is being associated with my filters instantly. Instantly on my laptop, on my mobile. And whatever I choose in here, it's being followed on the next of the screens, on the next pages. So either I can go from the aggregates down to the detail level. So here I have the order dates, the requisition codes, order code, supplier, currency. So I want to see all the currencies in USD. For example, for which port, and then I'm making like kind of a search, A, B, and line. So with a few steps, I can drill down, drill up, drill across, and find the information which is relevant to me by the user, not producing reports. Because at the very end, I need to make a decision. I need to make a decision on the supplier, on the spares, on the vessels. So if I have to make 30 reports on a table to make a decision, by just clicking and going forward, it's easier for me to start analyzing the information I have from the company. So again, I'm just making a global clear, and then I can different pages, different dashboards, which is fully customizable. And the beauty of it is that somebody says, you have the model from Danaos, and someone says, well, yeah, but I need my user to do some editing. I mean, really, I don't want to have this guy coming and saying, oh, I want this color green and red and whatever. So the user can edit over the browser, whatever the device, and start creating his own dashboard. It's a bit of sense in this laptop. So, creating a new sheet. And then from the entities, from the model, without messing with the model, without messing the data, he just goes and creates his own KPI, drag and drop. So I want to measure of the inventory quantity, would be like. And what do you want to do it? I want to sum it up. So with a few clicks, within a few seconds, he can create his own dashboard, which that dashboard, and if I'm just making another field, which is the supplier, done. I can start playing around. It's associating again with the rest of the model. So, not only has a visual, but he can also play around within the same model. And this visual can have data from different sources. So, what we have managed to do. Benefits. Fully 100% Danaos platform integration. Mobility. Like my predecessor speaker said so. Self-service visualizations and third-party integration. Everything under a single platform. I hope it didn't take that long. We were tired, so thank you very much. I'm here for
Our next speaker is Ms. Katerina Stanaki from Vodafone, who is going to talk to us about the collaboration of Vodafone with Danaos with regard to rendering our software services on the private cloud for you.
from me. Thank you for inviting us here, Mr. Theodosiou. Thank you very much for the opportunity to talk about the Vodafone services, the Vodafone Business Cloud, as well as the possibility of cooperating with your company in something that is very important to Vodafone, a sector who has been traditionally very much in the heart of Vodafone, as well as in all cooperations with maritime companies across town. I would like to start by giving you some trends around the changes that are taking place currently across the globe in terms of telecoms and IT infrastructure in companies. And then at the end, I would like to talk a little bit more about our cooperation with Danaos Management Consulting. So today, what's happening is actually that there are big networks built everywhere. Mobility is the top of the discussion for all companies. Bringing your own device to the company, whether it is a laptop or an iPad or a phone, is of huge importance. There's an explosion in applications across the globe, and even if it's not very much in your sector, it will come eventually at some point because mobility is very, very important. IT needs to be more flexible with time. We are very much, we have left the times behind us where IT is something that is being handled on premise in a very traditional way. Market consolidation across the globe, whether inside different countries or across continents, as well as the cost about which you are all very, very interested. And of course, the operational efficiency in this new environment of change. Some numbers just to help you understand how challenging the IT environment is becoming. We are talking about zettabytes in 2020. We're talking about huge amounts of data going around the globe all the time. We're talking about decreasing of the storage cost per unit, but huge increase in the storage per se. So overall, we're talking about an increase in storage costs. The enterprise data, they will have to be accessible at any point in time, anywhere across the globe through different devices. Due to the application explosion, there will be, within a few years, 5 years from now, it is assessed that 25% of the companies will have their own internal application store where they will be using bespoke applications for the company. And what is, in my opinion, the most impressive is that in 2020, it is estimated that 28 billion devices will be interconnected. We're talking about the Internet of Things, machine to machine, machines talking to machines. So this is the environment where we're working in terms of data and in terms of how we're handling data and in terms of the volumes of the data we will be handling. Now, what has changed and what is changing also, and maybe there are some companies that are more rapidly working towards them, but they will all be there at some point, is the role of the Chief Information Officer in a company. So today, the Chief Information Officer is still focused inward, so how to make the IT systems work. Going into the future, 3 to 5 years from now, and this comes as a source from CIO.com and also from Gartner, is that CIOs will be doing things that are more extroverted for the efficiency of the company and for the efficiency of operations. They will be more going into discussing ways to innovate in the business, to differentiate in a competitive way, go-to-market strategies, business strategies, and customer needs. And I think what the previous speaker was talking about is part of this. So all these analytics that will be available to the CIO and to the management at all times will essentially lead to this picture. While today we're approximately here, so 70% of the CIO's time is now spent in managing the IT delivery. How does the cloud help us in this? Because the cloud is the main differentiator that will move us into the future. Approximately, and these sources are from IDC Gartner, so these are questions that have been placed around the globe to all companies, and you you run globally, that operate in a global way. So this also refers to you. 80% of the organizations, they consider that cloud will be part of their IT strategy for the next years. There's no way to get out of this. 80% of all these organizations will use infrastructure as a service. What does infrastructure as a service mean? My email server is not in the premises, it's outside the premises, handled by somebody else 24/7. There will be 6 times faster development and growth for cloud services than other IT services. So there will be a lot of development there in terms of agility, security, and everything around it. And also what is important is that a huge percentage of the companies, they will use cloud for critical business applications such as backup, such as disaster recovery. Now, a cloud means to have your business ready for the challenges of the future. And just a few more numbers. The cloud adopters, they feel that their business is more ready because they feel they have the systems in place. You can see the difference in the numbers between the adopters, the already adopters and the non-adopters. They believe, the CIOs and the management of the company, that they have the business ready in terms of IT and technology infrastructure to put the company into the future, into now and into the future. But they also believe that they have more effective IT teams because they free up IT resources from managing things internally in order to do other things that are more important for the company to move forward. And of course, it's not last but certainly not least, they can save money. And this is very important, especially in sectors where global global operation is necessary. And we can see in terms of the public clouds, there's an average of 15% of cost saving. And if you go into a private cloud, it can be even more. So these are actual numbers taken from customers across Vodafone. So how is Vodafone positioned in this environment, and how do we support our business customers? As you know, Vodafone and Vodafone Greece is a member of the Vodafone Group. We are serving almost 500 million customers worldwide in terms of mobile as well as fixed services. We have the biggest, as the Vodafone Group, the biggest private optic fiber network around the world. Since we purchased a few years ago a company called Cable and Wireless, who have the biggest own network across the globe with underwater cables, with cross-country cables, etc., and international IPVPN services. Now, in the past 7 to 8 years, and within the crisis, also it is needed to say that Vodafone Greece has spent more than 1.5 billion, and this is here million, it's wrong, it's billion, of investments done in infrastructure, fixed and private and mobile networks. The latest investment that we've made in Vodafone was the purchase and the acquisition of Hellas Online, which then gave us what you see over there, the award-winning cloud and hosting infrastructure, which is currently hosted at Intracom Services with very trusted partners such as Cisco supporting it. Now, very quickly, how Vodafone helps customers and businesses to become ready business by connecting their businesses between people and their customers, so the business, their people and their customers. Improved productivity by being constantly able to be mobile and not having any issues with mobility. By driving efficiency, having your data anywhere, everywhere, but also storage and cloud computing. And also getting in this way the business ready for the challenges of tomorrow's world. Now, here very quickly, you can see all the products that we have today. So we're talking about mobile telephony, you know all of that. We talk about mobile data, we talk about fixed connectivity solutions and fixed broadband. That is what we are very well known of. Today, we have also cloud and hosting services like data center hosting, Vodafone Business Cloud, our collaboration with Microsoft, having the entire Microsoft Office 365 suite, and of course, ways to secure your mobile devices through the Vodafone Secure Device Management possibility. Secure them remotely, so have your content always with you in a secure way, and at the end, machine to machine. Now, in terms of the business cloud, which is for the discussion today, what we are offering is in a completely secure and agile environment. And I'm saying completely secure, and Mr. Theodosiou talked about this earlier, because you can actually connect your premises with a Vodafone cloud through a fixed leased line, which is completely secure. It's the most secure way to get access to your data through the Vodafone internal VPN. So we're talking about maximum security, where we can offer you computing power, storage power, backup, networking, and of course, what is important for companies like yours, the business continuity. In other words, disaster recovery. Now, disaster recovery is the very known term, but it's not a very positive term. So we're talking here about business continuity. And this all we can give to you with a simple phone call. So it's not something that you need to plan so much in advance. If you feel that you have a bigger need at a specific point in time for specific seasonal reasons, you can just pick up the phone and get more storage, get more computing power, get your backup done, and all these services. How can this all support now our maritime customers who are mostly interested in agility and speed, in company security? Mr. Theodosiou talked a lot about the company security data. The global presence is important to you as well as the cost effectiveness. I think it is very clear and very simple. First of all, we're moving from CapEx, so money that you pay in advance, to OpEx solutions, money that you pay as you need them. And this is very important. You don't need to plan in advance if you need to put in a new server, or if you need to replace a new server, to replace something that you've already at your premises. You don't need to put in the money in advance, and everybody knows the value of money today. You can get a service and pay it by the month. There is cost reduction in terms of building, of infrastructure, cooling the whole places where all these servers are, people who are monitoring them. And this can be done with the 24/7 support, as I said, in the Vodafone Cloud premises, with remote access to the infrastructure, so you will have at all time access to your infrastructure, and the flexibility to change whatever does not suit you at any specific point in time. And leaving this final but not least in importance, the end-to-end SLA that we sign with you, because we are connected with you, we're connected with your company is connected to the cloud through our services via a very secure gateway. And of course, all the security verification that the cloud services per se need to have. And of course, all this is fantastic, but in order to be able to penetrate specific, let's say, industries with specific services, you always need to have the biggest partner, the best partner around. So this is why we cooperated with Danaos Management Consultants in an exclusive cooperation, I have to say, where the Danaos applications will be hosted on the virtual cloud servers of the Vodafone Cloud, will allow for backup on the Vodafone Cloud at any time, and the business cloud continuity through data encryption, protection, disaster recovery, and you have to keep in mind in data centers in Greece as well as in Europe, we're very flexible on that. And also through the IPVPN network in 65 countries, as we've discussed earlier. So we can connect you to everywhere at any time. And especially for the maritime business, because there are also very bespoke needs, we can also look at bespoke solutions that are necessary for each one of you in order to operate in the best possible way. This is from me. Do you have any questions?
Thank you very much. Thank all of the speakers today. So, any question session for this panel? Fiona? Who flip you, Vodafone, Danaos?
I have one for Vodafone. So who would technically own the data? Would it be Vodafone? I mean, at what stage would you say if it came about that you wanted to then move your data from Vodafone server? Would you be able to move? I mean, like I said, who owns the data in that stage?
The data is yours. It doesn't belong to us. We give you the computing power, we give you the possibility to run your business, to run your application on our servers, but we do not have any access to your data. We are not allowed to. There are very, very strict guidelines around that. There are European guidelines, there are global guidelines, so this is a private cloud. Of course, in any cloud, the data is owned by the originator of the data, by the one who pays for the service. So at any point in time, you have to rest assured that we have no access to the data, nor can anybody else have access to your data. So this has to be very, very clear that this is just a different way of running in a very secure way, running your company, running some of your or all of your operations depends on the, let's say, your possibility to do things at different stages. The data is always yours and nobody is allowed to have any access to them.
Any other questions?
My question is again for you. If there is this level agreement for where our data are located, I mean, in a European country or in the United States, because there are some legal issues and we want to be sure that our data will be located in a European country, even the disaster anxiety.
So as I said before, there are some countries in taking the legislation frameworks. There are some countries in Europe, like Germany, for instance, where the legislatory framework says that the data has to be kept inside the country. This is not the case for Greece, so there is no legislation around that in Greece, so it needs to be on a European, let's say, footprint. However, whatever solution you purchase on the Vodafone Business Cloud is situated in Greece. This is very important for you to know. Your data will be here. You can visit the Intracom headquarters at any point in time, the data center. You can see the level of security there is. You can see how it's operating, how it's working. It's very easy for us to take you there if you're interested. And the reason why we've kept it still here, although Vodafone has data centers across Europe, is also that after the capital controls, there have also been a lot of issues, probably not with your sector, but with other companies, local companies here in Greece, who were not able to conclude payments outside Greece. So for us, this is a competitive advantage. It's a very secure place where your data will be hosted. It has a tier 3 or tier 4 how can you say, acknowledgement. But we will be more than happy to take you there to see where you will be storing your data or your backup or your disaster recovery once you decide to do that.
One more question is concerning the auditing part. The premises are maybe to be visited by the Big Four or by internal auditors to confirm that they are under our auditing rules.
You mean
If the auditors can visit to check,
of course.
even the internal
Of
auditors.
course, there are specific ISOs that these premises have gone through, so of course you can get all the necessary data, and if you need your auditors to go there, it's a very secure place where we can allow everybody you will want us to visit, to go there and see how it works, what are the operations, how is the support being done, etc. So it is completely open for our customers to understand, because we realize it is not easy to let go. It is not easy to let go of the most precious thing that today every company owns, which is their customer data, their operational data. We are managing data in Vodafone, and in Vodafone Greece we're managing data of millions of customers, so we know the importance of data handling. So yes, by all means, whatever would be necessary for you to feel secure and feel safe that you are being taken care of as you should.
Any more questions? Okay, so as we break for lunch,
One comment. We have arranged a training session within June with ClickView. So you're welcome to declare your interest to participate, where we can train you, first of all, on how you can do your own dashboards and bring your own information any way that you want. So for the ones who are interested, please feel free to sort of register at the reception and return the form to us. And then we'll contact you for this event. Thank you.
Now, from the Yacht Club, they asked me to inform you that there is an exhibition. As you can see, there are photographs and facts from sailing athletes who are members of the Yacht Club. On this floor are the past successes, and on the floor downstairs there are the future athletes preparing for the next Olympics. If you wish, during our break, you can have a look around. So, we have lunch break. Thank you very much for coming.